Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the inaugural episode of Superintendents Unplugged, In Depth with Davis, the podcast where we'll dive deep into the world of educational leadership. I'm your host, Addison Davis, and I'm thrilled to have you join me as we embark on the inspiring journey together. As a superintendent once myself, I understand the challenges and complexities that come with leading a school district. But what I've come to realize is that there's abundance of amazing work being done by superintendents all across our country. This podcast is a platform to shine a spotlight on their incredible accomplishments and innovative approaches. Each episode will bring you exclusive interviews and superintendents from various districts across our country, both big and small, urban and rural, as they share their personal stories, triumphs, and even their moments of vulnerability. We will explore the strategies they employ to tackle the ever-evolving landscape of education, from fostering equity and inclusivity to embracing technology and preparing students for their future. But this podcast isn't just about showcasing success. It's about fostering a community of educational leaders who can learn from one another, share their experiences, and collectively navigate the complexities of our role. We'll discuss the tough topics as well, the difficult decisions, and the innovative solutions that are transforming education for the better. So while you're an educator, a parent, a student, or simply someone who's passionate about education, this podcast is for you. Superintendents Unplugged is your behind-the-scenes pass to the world of educational leadership, where we uncover the stories that inspire, motivate, and empower every one of us. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and entertained as we embark on this incredible journey together. I can't wait to introduce you to the remarkable superintendents who are changing the educational landscape one district at a time. Hi, I'm Addison Davis, and welcome to Superintendents Unplugged, In Depth with Davis. We're here at the Council of Ray City Schools in beautiful San Diego, California, to be able to dive into the great things that educational leaders are doing every single day. And today we have a brand new superintendent in Charlotte, Mecklenburg, Dr. Crystal Hill. Thank you so very much and welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Also, we have Todd Lamb, who is a partner in the Strategos Group, here to really talk about pressing issues. So let me just go ahead and bring this up. I am 90 days out of the superintendent. You are 90 days into the superintendency. How's it been going? What is that like?
It has been fast and furious, lots of great things, but I'm so blessed to be in this role.
It's really cool. 25 plus years in education, you've given your heart, your soul to children every single day. You know what? Why Charlotte, Mecklenburg why select that place? Because I'm a believer. Superintendents really match their skill sets to geographical locations and the communities that are going to help them be successful. Why Charlotte?
Well, I've been recruited to be superintendent many times, but I've never been interested in the superintendency at all.
Oh.
So when I ended up in Charlotte, North Carolina, I went as the chief of staff.
Okay.
And so I applied for the role because I was actually trying to get out of K-12 education. I had served as the chief academic officer previous to the pandemic.
Sure.
And then all through the pandemic, I was just stressed out and ready to be done with all the political drama. And had applied for probably 75 jobs, didn't get a hit at all. And I was like, this is
all 75 you're watching, you missed out on
all
the first
75.
right here.
And someone reached out to me and said, Charlotte has a chief of staff. Are you interested? And I was like, not really, but I'll apply.
Yeah.
And so applied and went there. And when I arrived, the superintendent that hired me, unfortunately, was no longer there.
Right.
And new interim came in, so I was excited to help him. He's 7-year-old interim superintendent.
Yeah, got into it.
Yeah, Hugh Haddabaugh, and worked with him, and then found out in November that he was going to hang it up.
Okay.
And so who was it going to be? And I thought, I've got to take control of my life because I'm going to serve the chief of staff of the new superintendent. So I'll sign up and I'll kind of hold things steady until a new person gets on board. And then I got into the job and really liked it and fell in love with it and thought, maybe I should apply for this.
Let's do this thing.
Let's do this. So the day that the application was due, I hit send. Didn't tell my board until I found out that I was a finalist.
Wow.
Because it was a private search. And so I called all 9 and said, I just want you to know I'm not supposed to talk about this, but I put my name in the hat and I'm not going to talk to you about it anymore. And it's not going to impact my job as interim. If it's me, that's awesome. If not, I have a job as a chief of staff.
Awesome.
So that's how it went.
So we go from finding potential space outside of K-12, going to Charlotte to be the chief of staff, helping them get back to a place, because Charlotte was the place to be, the place to go get education. It was the gym of the nation.
Yep.
Transition to interim, or to chief of staff, you're the interim, and now guess what? Here are the keys to hundreds of thousands of students we're looking to be able to serve. Let's go to work. That is an awesome story. So you come from a background of not only being in education, but a teacher, an assistant principal, in the curriculum, professional learning, all of that. You've held almost every position in the verticals, and tell me how that's kind of helped you become and grow into the position you're in today.
Sure. Well, it just reminds me of my why. It's the students that we serve every day. I have 2 girls and 141,000 students. I see their faces on every one of them. So it just reminds me of my why, of every decision that I make. I know that every decision I make, I'm not going to make everybody happy, but I know it's what I believe is in the best interest of students. So I think, doing that work has really grounded me, and also being able to serve from a place of, I know what it's like to be a teacher in a high poverty school. I know what it's like to be a teacher with multiple children that don't speak English, and all of the challenges and rewards that come with that. So,
are you coming in with an eye towards making a lot of changes? Was that the desire of the board, was to have you come in and do some things a little differently than your predecessor?
Yes. So wanting to capitalize on what's going well, but yes, lots of changes are necessary. We're coming from a place of being destabilized with the instability in leadership, as well as the pandemic, all of that compounded. And so there's a lot of things that we need to change, but there's also lots of successes that we're building on.
I'm sure you have a plan. You're in the beginning of the plan. Mike Tyson famously said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Have you been punched in the face yet?
Punched in the face every
day, right?
Every day, multiple times.
I can tell you, as a former superintendent, it's a yo-yo, and it's like a whack-and-mole every single day, and you got to duck and dodge and stay connected to it.
Right.
So, as the stream, small world, I got a chance to be able to meet with your board and your delegation prior to them selecting a superintendent, and they openly asked me, what is the recipe for finding the right person to lead? I said, pay them, support them, and really understand that they're human. They're going to make mistakes, and help them through it, but allow them to be great every single day and lead. Without a doubt, they took that advice and they hired you to lead the work, and that's so rewarding. Yeah. Now, you had a chance, fresh off the press, to be able to talk about strategic planning, goals and guardrails that you and your team, and I see your team, but your board has to be your team, that y'all have established. What do they look like as we look at the 24 through 29, the strategic goals and plans you will go to attack to be able to help children, help your community?
Yeah, I'm so proud of the work that we've done over the last several months for our goals and guardrails. So our board started engaging the community back in the spring and the summer, and they were able to collect over 60,000 pieces of data to help inform those goals. We went back and provided a tremendous amount of data for the last 5 years, trends, anywhere from attendance, discipline to, of course, academic achievement. And together really went back and forth crafting those goals, and they just approved them Tuesday night.
That's right.
Yeah.
Off the press. Here it is. Wow. 48 hours, you see it right there.
Yes. So a lot of work has gone into that. And as a part of my 90-day engagement plan, I did several town halls. So while the board was working on those goals, I was going out to the community saying, these are the draft goals. Sure. What do you all think we need to do to achieve these goals? So I'm really excited that even though the goals just were approved on the 24th, 2 days ago, we already have great data to helping us to inform our strategic plan. So just exciting times.
Are you presenting here at the conference?
I'm not.
You're learning.
I'm learning. I'm a strong believer in being early in a role and learning. Yeah. And I don't start presenting until we have strong, solid results to share.
Listen, learn, grow, and then act.
That's right.
So you're modeling it. And I have to say, 6 months probably in the making of your goals and your guardrails. And for you to, talk about the importance of engaging a community, because as superintendents, we cannot do this in isolation. We have to wrap our arms around an entire community. For those who are watching, what's the recipe? What's the plan? Why the need?
Mm-hmm. Well, I am a strong believer in the goals and guardrails. Just the student outcomes focused governance, the way that the board is governing was really attractive to me to even sign up to say that I want to do this, because so many boards across the country aren't focused on outcomes for students. They're focused on all of the other political swirl.
Really?
Yeah.
That's always fun, right?
Right. So, being able to capture the voice and the vision and values of the community is so critically important, because we have to be like this. I was in a session earlier today and they were talking about, a lot of school folks sometimes think about like family advocates and those type of things as their enemies, but really it's a strong partnership.
Absolutely.
And if we can all be on the same page, we'll just be able to do amazing things for our students.
Absolutely. And listen, your plan is very intentional for your community, starting from early childhood focus all the way to post-secondary education focus to get children ready. I see it. You're really working to create full option graduates, those that go to the workforce, those that go to the military, and also post-secondary education.
Yes.
You know what? That says a lot. Also, in those guardrails, it's about safety. It's about psychological safe place for your staff to be able to create the best important environment, every single day. Why is that so important?
Well, it's important because we know that when we send our children to school and when we go to work, it's really important to be safe. When you talked about the psychological safety, the idea of working towards excellence and not perfection, right? Because none of us
like that.
None of us are perfect.
That's right. Well said.
But we should all be working towards excellence.
Absolutely.
And so creating that safe space that as long as we're trying to move in the right direction, trying to do what's best for kids, it's okay. We're going to make mistakes. But you get up, dust yourself off, and try again. And I think that is an important quality that, quite frankly, our society is lost, right?
Right.
And so I think it's just really important to make sure that our children understand that and they believe that as our staff.
Perfect. Well, you know what? Thank you so very much for being with us today. Leading one of the best school districts in the nation, one of the largest school districts in the nation. I see the grin on you from ear to ear, ready to go. Keep that grin. Thank you for joining us. And you've heard it from Dr. Crystal Hill. We look forward to being able to watch her do some really cool things, special things, and create magical moments for every student, every community member in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg School District. Until next time, we look forward to seeing you on Superintendents Unplugged, In Depth with Davis.